Well, friends, now tell me once again, am I audible to you? Okay, thank you, friends. Now we'll start chapter number 6. Okay? Yes. Yes, chapter number 6, The World in a Wall. This story has been written by Gerald Darrell. Gerald Darrell. Well, it is not coming. Well, it is coming. Well, my video is, yes. Well, it is not coming. My video is not coming, friends, so I'm just seeing. Let me see. Wait. Wait 1 minute, friends. I'm just coming. My video is not. ये वीडियो मेरा नहीं है, मैं वीडियो है। Okay, friends. Now, yes, there was little disturbance. Now see, chapter number 6, The Word in a Wall. This story has been written by Gerald Darrell, and before starting this chapter, I would like to tell you something about the author. Gerald Darrell, Jerry Malcolm Darrell, was born in 1925 and he was died in 1995. He was a British naturalist, zookeeper, conservationist, author, and television presenter. He was born in Jamshedpur, now in Jharkhand. When he was young, his family settled on the Greek island of Gofu, right? And spent his time studying in wildlife. He relates these experiences in the famous Corfu trilogy and beginning with My Family and Other Animals, which was published in 1956, and continuing with Birds, Beasts, and Relatives and the Garden of the Gods. His geological expeditions to the Cameroon, the British Guiana, Sierra Leone, and Paraguay and Argentina are described in his numerous books, The Drunken Forest and Adventure, which was published in 1964, Birds, Beasts, and Relatives in 1969. Now, Catch Me a Colobus, right? Colobus, Catch Me a Colobus, published in 1972, based in Belfry in 1973, and others. In 1958, on the Channel Island of Jersey of the coast of England, he founded the Jersey Zoological Park. It is dedicated to scientific research and protecting endangered species. Now, here, now we'll start the first paragraph of this chapter. Before starting, I would like to tell you, since we had completed the first 5 chapters, I will upload the question answer of poem also, poem and summary later on, right? Of chapter number 4. Clear? So till 5, lesson 5 we had done. Now we'll start last chapter, the world in a wall. The world which was in a wall, which is described by the Gerald Darrell. Now see, friend. In the beginning, the writer described the most animals are harmless. The writer had described the nature of the animals that almost are harmless. They only attack us when we hurt them directly. When we hurt them directly, what it means directly, or when we feel threatened. Here it is, the writer has asked whether you had misadventure with the animal or not. Now let's see the story. See the first paragraph. The crumbling wall that surrounding the sunken garden alongside the house was, right? The house was a rich hunting ground for me. It was an ancient brick wall that had been plastered over, but now this outer skin was green with moss, bulging and sagging with the damp of many winters. Now, in the very first paragraph of the story, the narrator has described that it was the crumbling. Crumbling means, friends, what will say? Falling apart into small fragments. Falling apart into small fragment pieces. So crumbling wall. It was falling. It was what will say? Falling wall. Falling apart into the small pieces. Wall that was which was surrounded the sunken garden. Sunken garden having sunken garden close to the house. This garden was close to the house of the author or writer. What will say? This garden was near the house of the author, or you can say near the house of Gerald Darrell, and it was hunting. It was very, the writer described it was a rich hunting garden for him. The writer described that this garden which was near the house of the author was a rich hunting garden for him, right? It was an ancient brick wall that had been plastered over. Here the writer described that this was a very old wall which was plastered. Now the writer described that this was very old. Ancient means very old house, old wall. You can say it was very old wall, right? And which was plastered over, but now this outer skin from the brick, the plaster was coming out here. The plaster, what is this now say? But now this outer skin was green. Which was the outer skin is said? The plaster, right now. The plaster from the brick, right? So but this outer skin was green with moss. Moss means here what will say? Flowerless plants. Flowerless plant without roots. Flowerless plant without roots, right? Moss. Bulging, what will say? Full of, and sagging. Sagging meaning is given hanging down unevenly, right? The plaster was coming out from the wall, right? And it was looking different, right? So here it was hanging, right? Now this plaster was hanging from the wall, right? With the damp of many winters. Why it was coming? With the wetness. Damp means wetness of many winters. Due to or because of the wetness of the many winters, this plaster was coming out of the wall. Clear, student? Clear? Now we will move to the next. The inhabitants, next paragraph. the inhabitants of the wall were a mixed lot, and they were divided into day and night workers, the hunters and the hunted. Here it was more difficult to differentiate between the prey and predators. Prey means which was hunted. Prey and predators means attackers, or what will say? Attackers, you can say. Now, for everything seemed to feed indiscriminately of everything else. Thus, the hunting wasp means a small black and yellow fly, a small black and yellow fly insect that can sting, or in other words, what you say, hadda, or right? Hadda, or you can say tataya in Hindi, right? So it is wasp. It is known as small. What will say? Wasp means a small black and yellow fly that can sting. Now see, wasp search out caterpillars, spiders, and spider hunted for flies, and the dragonflies, big, brittle, right now breakable, and hunting pink fed off the spiders and the flies, and the swift lead means slender, multicolored wall lizards fed off everything, Now in this second paragraph, you will come to know the writer described the situation of that wall. So here the dweller, you can see picture is given of the wall, right? Here the inhabitant means dweller, one who lives, right? Residents. So what will say? Dwellers. Inhabitant means dwellers. Inhabitants of the wall were a mixed lot. Here the writer described the dwellers are residents, the dwellers of the wall mixed, right? And they were mixed. And they were divided, and writer described that they were divided into two groups, day worker and night worker. Here the writer described that these insects were mixed and they were divided into two groups, one day worker and night worker, in the group of day worker and night worker. Now see here, the hunters and hunted, one who hunt, that is hunters, and hunted, which has been hunted, right? Prey. Here it was more difficult. The writer decided it is very difficult to differentiate between prey. Prey means what will say is animals hunted. Prey means animals hunted. And what will say? Predators mean attackers or assaulters. Assaulters. You can say predators means attackers or assaulters, right? Now see, predator. For everything seemed to feed indiscriminately. Indiscriminately is when not in a selective manner. What he noticed was not in a selective manner, right? It now sees when, so everything seemed to feed indiscriminately of everything else. Thus, the hunting wasp. Here the writer described hunting wasp. Wasp means a small black and yellow. What will say black and yellow? Fly insect that can sting. Now, see it. So here the writer described, thus the hunting wasp search. The hunting wasp was searching for caterpillars. Clear? A small, what will say, son? Caterpillars, warm like and often brightly, what will say, brightly colored, what will say, son? Brightly colored, and having here hairy or spiny larva of butterfly or moth. What to say? Caterpillars means what to say? A warm like and often brightly colored and hairy or spiny larva of butterfly or moth. Here caterpillars. Spiders hunted for flies. Here the writer described which, right, hunt describe about the prey and predators. Now see, so here the writer, thus the hunting was searching out caterpillars and spiders. The spiders hunted for the flies, dragonflies, and big brittle. Big brittle. Here broken. What is hard and easily broken? Brittle means hard and easily broken. Now see, hunting. Hunting being fed off the spiders and the flies. Now these are feeding this one. And the swift and lead. Lead means slender. Lead means slender. And multicolored wall lizards fed off everything. Here the writer described that the nature of the lizards were eating everything. Whatever, what kind of insect or flies they were getting, they were lizards were eating, enjoying. Now, yes, students. Well, yes, Harshita, unmute yourself. Harshita, unmute yourself. Yes, beta. Unmute yourself. Harshita, I'm not getting your sound. Yes, Harshita. Okay. Harshita, I'm not getting your sound very loud. Okay, I'm giving chance to some other guys. Well, Gaurav Yadav, unmute yourself. Yes, beta.
Sir, I have raised and for asking when we will get question lesson number 4. That question answers.
Yes. After today, I will upload beta. Don't worry about this. Okay, now. Unless then don't raise your hands. I thought you were asking something. Okay, mute yourself. Yes. Shubh Srivastav, unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, beta. Now, first two paragraphs I have explained. It's a clear now.
Yes.
Now, move to the next paragraph. I'm going to explain it. Now, mute yourself. Oh, well. Now, see, friend, third paragraph. But the siest here, reserve. What will derive the meaning here? Reserve. Siest and self-effacing. Self-effacing. Here meaning is given in a book, not making oneself noticeable. Now, after describing these flies, different kind of fly, the writer described another insect or another animal, you can see here, but the siest means diffident, or you can say reserve, one here, and most self-effacing of wall community were the most dangerous. You hardly ever saw one unless you looked for it, and yet there must have been several hundred living in the cracks of the wall. Here in the third paragraph, that in the beginning of the third paragraph, the writer described, but the reserve, what he has decided, the diffident and most, what will say, most self-effacing. Self-effacing means not making oneself noticeable. The animal which was not coming in front of the people, right? Here the self-effacing of the wall community were the most dangerous, were very dangerous, and you hardly or scarcely ever saw one unless you go, right? Unless you look down, unless you looked for it, unless you search for it, you cannot see this dangerous species. And yet there must have been several. Here the writer described, and there are many. There are in great number. There are many hundred. What is written here? And there must have been several hundred, right? In great number, several hundred living in the cracks of the wall. The writer described the most dangerous species which were lying in the wall. Right now, you'll find when you go very near, and when you'll find out, when you looked for it, then you'll find several hundred of species, right? In the lines, in the cracks means here in the lines of the wall. In the cracks of the wall, you'll find these species. And slide on it. Here the writer described that when you slide means move. Slide a knife blade carefully under the piece of the loose plaster and lever. Lever means lift. Lever means lift or move it gently away from the brick. And there, crouching beneath it would be a little black scorpion, an inch long, looking as though he were, as though means if he were made out of polished chocolate. They were weird. Weird means strange looking things with their flattened oval bodies, their neat, right? Neat crooked legs, enormous crab-like claws. Claws here you will derive the meaning feet. Bulbous, bulb-shaped, neatly jointed and armor protecting cover, and the tail like a strange here light-weight cord of brown beds ending in a sting like a rose thorn. Now see, friend, here the writer described, you will find this is present in great number in the cracks of, in the lines of the wall, in the cracks of the wall. And when you move a knife blade, when you place or when you move the knife blade, what will say? When you move the knife blade carefully under a piece of the loose plaster, carefully under the loose, what will say? Under a piece of the loose plaster and lever it. Lever it means move or lift it gently. When you lift it gently away from the brick, and there were crouching. What you will find? And there crouching, bending beneath. Bending beneath means below. Crouching means bending. Bending under it would be a little black scorpion. Black. What you will find is when, so inside the loose, under the loose plaster, you will find black scorpion, right? Black scorpion, which is an inch long. The writer described, you will find an inch long scorpion looking as though means if, looking as though or if he were made out of polished chocolate, right? Here the writer described that it looked, the writer described about the appearance of the scorpion that it looked like a polish of a, it seemed to the writer, a writer described that it seemed to the people which is made out of the polished chocolate, and they were weird. Weird means strange looking things. The writer described they are very strange looking things with their flattened means flat, oval bodies, egg-shaped bodies. What you say? Egg-shaped body, egg-shaped bodies, and they are neat here, crooked legs. What you say? Folded. Crooked means folded, bent, or you can say crooked means folded legs, and the enormous here, very big crab-like claws. The writer described its feet were looking like a feet of crab. You know, the enormous, very big crab-like claws. The writer described the fold here. It's a feet like a enormous crab, right? Now see what happened after that. The bulbous, here bulb-shaped and neatly joined as armor. The writer described that its body was bulb-shaped and it was neatly jointed as armor, as a protecting cover. And the tail like a string. String means strand. String means a lightweight cord. L-I-G-H-T, weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, weight, and cord, C-O-R-D. So what to write? String means a lightweight cord. Clear? A lightweight cord. Of brown beds here, spheres, right? Beds means spheres ending in a sting like a rose thorn, and its body was ending. Here the writer described the structure. The writer described the structure of the scorpion, how it seems, how it looks, right? And its beds ending in a sting. Its body is ending in a sting like a rose thorn. Sting, clear, friend? A small sharp pointed organ. Sting means a small sharp pointed organ. Sting means a small sharp pointed organ at the end of the insect, bees, or scorpion, or wasp. right? You'll find the, what you'll find is a small sharp pointed organ you'll find at the abdomen, at the end of the, what will say, what will write this one? At the end of the abdomen of bee, wasp, or scorpion, right? A sharp pointed organ, right? You'll find at the end of the abdomen of bees, scorpion, or wasp, right? Now see, so its body was ending as a sting like a rose thorn. The scorpion would lie there quite quietly. Here the writer describe that the scorpion would lie there completely. Quiet means completely peacefully. As you examine him and when you observed him, right? If you kept him in the sun too long, he would simply turn his back on you and walk away and then slide slowly but firmly under another section of plaster. Now, the writer described the nature of the scorpion that when you took it and place, now here the writer is kind, when you take it out from the plaster and keep in the sun for a long time, it will simply turn his back. Simply turn his back and start walking away and then slide slowly into the another section of the plaster. Now, instead of hurting anyone or moving towards you, since it had very reserved nature, so when you take it out from the plaster and keep it for a long time in the sun, so it will start going back, right? Going back and going out back to find out its place, to hide itself in the another section of the plaster. Clear, friend? Now we'll move to the next paragraph. Then one day, now here the story starts. What happened? Then one day I found a fat female scorpion in the wall, wearing what at first glance appeared to be a pale fawn fur coat. Closer inspection proved that this strange garment was made of a moss means heap of tiny babies clinging means sticking, clinging to the mother's back. I was enraptured means filled with pleasure, or filled with great pleasure or joy by this family, and I made up my mind to smuggle means take them into the house and up to my bedroom, so that I might keep them and watch them grow up. With infinite care, I maneuvred the mother and family into a matchbox, then hurried to the villa. Villa, you'll derive the house here, but it is used for luxurious house. It was rather unfortunate that just as I entered the door, lunch should be served. However, I placed the matchbox carefully on the mantelpiece in the drawing room so that the scorpion should get plenty of air, and made my way to the dining room and joined the family for the meal. Now here in this paragraph, you'll come to know the story start from here. What happened? Then one day, the writer described, then one day, he found a fat female. He found a fat female scorpion, right? Who found his hand? When the writer visited the broken wall, right? So what he found, he noticed or he found a fat female scorpion in the wall, wearing what at first glance, in the first look, you can say, in the first look, it appeared to be a pale means dull, fawn means light color. What do you say? Light, yellowish, brown colored fur coat. So how it looks is when in the first glance, the writer noticed it as a dull, pale means here you derive dull, and fawn means light, yellowish, brown fur coat. The closer, when he observed minutely, when the writer observed minutely, he found it proved, right now, closer inspection proved that this strange garment, and when he observed inspected minutely, right, examined minutely, he found that this strange garment was made up of a heap of small babies, a heap of small babies of the scorpion sticking, which were sticking to it. Or what else will say, son? So when the writer minutely examined, he noticed that these garments were, what were these garments? What is this strange garment was made of a small, what will say, son? A heap of small babies is sticking, clinging means sticking to its mother's back. Where they were sticking, son, these heap of small babies were sticking to their mother's back. I was enraptured by this family, and seeing this, the writer was filled with great pleasure. Seeing this, the writer, Gerald Durrell, was filled with, what to say, great pleasure, right? And he decided, I made up mind, the writer decided, that he made up his mind to smuggle. And finally, seeing this strange creature, right now, the writer had decided to take this creature to his home. Finally, what he decided, son? The writer decided to take this strange creature, this scorpion, to his home, and what now? Smuggle them into the house. Now, side. Smuggle means, what will say? Take it secretly. What will say? Smuggle means take it. So finally, when the writer was impressed, right, attracted, seeing this creature, the writer was greatly attracted. He was very happy, and seeing it, he decided to take this creature to his house. Right. Now see what happened after that. And for what purpose? He decided to take this creature to his house and keep them in his bedroom, so that he could see, so that he was able to, right, and he would be able to see them grow. For what purpose he wanted to take them? He wanted to take them, take them to his house and keep them in his bedroom, right now, so that he could see them grow. He could see them grow up with great, what to say, infinite here will derive great. With infinite care, I maneuved the mother and family into the matchbox, and then hurried to the villa. And it was rather unfortunate that just as I entered the door, lunch should be served. Here the writer described. So finally, what did he say? Anyhow, he managed these creatures to keep in the maneuvered means, meaning is given in your book. Maneuvered means is when, what will it derive meaning? Maneuvered means turn an object and made it go where you want. Meaning is given in your book. Maneuvered means turn an object and made it go where you want. And separately you can derive that anyhow the writer was able to manage to keep these creatures into the matchbox. Now here you will come to know. So he maneuvered the mother and family into a matchbox, and then he went quickly to the villa. Villa here you will derive his home, and then keeping these scorpions into the matchbox, he moved quickly towards his house. Who moved this one? Who moved? The Gerald, what is it? Gerald Durrell, right? In Indian pronunciation is say Gerald, but what to say? Gerald Durrell moved towards his house, towards his home. It was rather unfortunate, but when he moved, he found it was very unlucky time for him. It was rather unfortunate that just as I entered the door, lunch should be served. However, I placed the matchbox carefully on the mantelpiece. Mantelpiece, a shelf. What is a mantelpiece means? A shelf above the fireplace. A shelf above the fireplace. In the movies, in Hollywood movies, you have seen the mantelpiece. Right now, fireplace. So what lights on? So a shelf above the mantelpiece, usually part of the frame that surround the fireplace. Now see, son, what happened after that? Now, so what it is, son? Yes. Yes. Mother family into the mic. Now, then hurried. After, now here the writer described after keeping this scorpion into the matchbox, he went quickly toward the house, but it was unlucky time for him. It was unfortunate means it was unlucky time for him. As soon as he entered the house, he found that the lunch was served. Lunch was served and family members were enjoying lunch. So what he noticed when the writer, he was very small as a young boy, right? When he reached home, taking this scorpion, when he reached home, he found, right now, what he found is that it was, he found that the lunch was served. This is why the writer described that it was unfortunate, unlucky time for him. He was not. Why it was unfortunate, son? Because before keeping the scorpions at the right place, he was asked to sit for the lunch. He was asked to have lunch. So he was not able to manage to keep the scorpions or the matchbox at the proper place. This is why the writer described it was unfortunate time for him, right? Where as soon as he reached the house, he found the lunch was served. This is why the writer described that it was unfortunate time for him. Clear, sir? Should be, sir. However, I placed the matchbox carefully on the mantelpiece. Then the writer described that since the lunch was served, so when lunch was served and he was asked to have lunch. So what he did is he placed, the writer Gerald Darrell kept the matchbox carefully. What will say, the boy or the writer Gerald Darrell kept the box carefully on the mantelpiece on the shelf. The writer kept the matchbox on the shelf of fireplace. Right? What will say, sir? Kept the matchbox on a shelf above the, where he kept his hand. The writer kept the matchbox on a shelf above the fireplace. Now, for what purpose he kept that? When keeping, he was bearing in the mind, he kept that matchbox on the shelf above the fireplace. He was bearing in the mind that these scorpions would get enough air, right? So what is, so that, right? So finally, before having lunch, the writer, he kept the matchbox on a shelf above the fireplace, bearing in the mind that they would get scorpions. The scorpions should have, or you can say should get. What will say, sir? Scorpion would be able to get plenty of air and made my way. And after keeping them there, he made his way. The writer made his way to the dining room and joined the family member for meal. And finally, what it is said, the writer keeping the matchbox at the right place on a shelf above a fireplace where he kept his hand. Finally, the writer, when he was asked to have lunch, the writer kept the matchbox on a shelf above fireplace, right? Bearing in the mind that these scorpions would get sufficient or enough or plenty of air, right? And keeping them there, he moved towards the dining room and he joined the family members. The writer joined the family members for the food. Dawdling means, here meaning is given is dawdling means doing something very slowly. Dawdling means doing something very slowly or wasting time. Dawdling means, you can derive another meaning, wasting time. So dawdling over my food, feeding Roger. Later you'll come to know that Roger was the name of his dog. Surreptitiously. What to say? Surreptitiously. Surreptitiously means secretly. What will derive the meaning? Surreptitiously means secretly, without anyone seeing or knowing, or it will derive meaning secretly. So, dawdling over my food, feeding Roger surreptitiously under the table and listening to the family arguing, I completely forgot about my exciting new captures. At last, Laurie, his brother, having finished, fetched the cigarettes from the drawing room and lying back in his chair, he put one in his mouth and picked up the matchbox he had brought, and oblivious of my impending doom, something bad is going to happen. Impending doom means something bad is going to happen. Oblivion means unaware of. Now see, yes, impending doom, I watched him interestedly as still talking glibly. Now, see, glibly meaning is given in your book, is glibly in a way that lacks careful thought. Now see, yes, he opened the matchbox. Now here you'll come to know, son, the story is going to progress. Now see, so dawdling, doing something very slowly. What he was doing is when the writer was eating very slowly that time and feeding his dog whose name was Rosa. Now, so wasting time, dawdling over my food, he was doing something. He was wasting his time over food. While he was having food, he was wasting his time, and what he was doing is he was feeding secretly. The writer was feeding secretly his dog Roser under the table and listening to the film, and he was listening to the family member who were talking at the time of the lunch, who were gossiping, or you can say who were arguing, means they were discussing or talking while they were having meal. And in doing this, the writer completely forgot. I completely forgot about my exciting new captures. Captures means seizures. So what it is when? So writer described that in doing this, right, while feeding secretly Roger, right, and wasting his time in doing this, what happened is when? And listening the discussion of his family members, the writer completely forgot about the new captures about the scorpions which he had kept in the matchbox. And at last the writer described, and finally at the last, when his brother Laurie, whose name was brother, when he finished his lunch, what he did say? He fetched, when his brother Laurie finished his lunch, he took a cigarette. What it is, he took a cigarette from the drawing room. Who took this one? Laurie, one of the family member. Laurie, or you can say his brother, or Laurie, one of his family member, took the cigarette from the drawing room and lying back, where is it? In his chair, and finally he lying back in his chair. Clear, friend? Yes, lying back in his chair. Now see once. Yes, what it is, friend? Again he sat on his chair, and what it is? And when he sat on his chair, lying in his chair, what it is, friend? He took the matchbox. Clear? Yes. Now see, friend. He took the matchbox. Who took his hand? Laurie took the matchbox, right? He had brought. From where he had brought his hand? Laurie had brought from the shelf near the fireplace. Now, see. So, what he did then? He took the matchbox, and for what purpose he took? He took the matchbox for enjoying the cigarettes. And writer was unaware of what bad thing is going to happen. Now, he watched him interestedly. The writer was looking him interestedly and still talking glibly, and he was talking in a way that lacks careful thought. He opened the match. So while he was doing what he did, taking that matchbox, right? Taking that matchbox, Laurie opened the, he opened it. For what purpose he opened it? For enjoying cigarettes. Now, son, rest will complete in the next session. Now, till then you can complete the questions answer and write the word meaning of this chapter also. Okay. Today I upload the question answer of lesson 4. Okay, friends. Now I'm going to end the session. Well said. So after this, I will upload the question answer of lesson 4, right? The poem lesson 4. Clear, friends? And you will complete the word meaning. Word meaning also given on every page. You can write. Last time many of you have not written. So it is very important to write the word meaning. It will be beneficial for you. Okay, friends. Now I'm going to end the session. Rest will continue in the next session. Thank you very much.